Today, we're talking about Christmas trees from around the world. So, I took a look at the trees from last year, and I still love them. So, I'm attaching 3 more to the front of this video. Hey guys, welcome back. And today we're going to talk all about Christmas trees. Oh, do you not recognize me? Oh no, it's the beard. I forgot. Oh, I'll fix that. Hey, it's me. And today it's about Christmas and Christmas trees. So I'm going to be counting down my favorite top trees from around the world. But let's go back a minute and go, how did this all start? Why are we dragging a tree indoors and putting lights on it? What? Well, the origin goes way back to actually the ancient Egyptians. So in the Northern Hemisphere, the shortest day of the year is actually December 21st, 22nd, called the winter solstice, like you all know. Now, that's a big deal for ancient periods, and the Egyptians thought really into that. So they were worried that all their gods were kind of tiny because they were short, and they had one guy in particular, Ra, the sun god, that came to life after the winter solstice. So it was all a big celebration, and they brought in greenery from the Nile into their homes. So that's where the idea of bringing in greenery and trees, those kind of things, into the home. And think about that, it's that old. And the early Romans got in on this too, because they had a solstice celebration called Saturnalia. And it was all again, agriculture and the Roman cross. So it was all kind of the same field, but it was all so they would look forward to the summer cross and summer sun. So the Celts, Vikings in Scandinavia, what we think about as the Christmas tree, kind of started in Germany right around the 16th century. It was literally something where they brought in a tree and added some candles to it to symbolize light and hope in the middle of the dead of winter. It really caught on in the US and went bananas when Queen Victoria was pictured in a very important publication in 1846 with a classic Christmas tree in her home, and then took off like wildfire. So the late 19th century and the early 20th century had a lot of kind of iterations of the Victorian Christmas tree. And you can kind of see by these that they kind of got a little bit of wonky. They started out originally with, homemade ornaments, apples, nuts, popcorn, things like that. But then eventually, when we added electricity, the trees got to be lit for a lot longer. So they did electric lights for the trees, and they were able to stay up for days on end. So that's how we end up with the Christmas trees that we are going to see now. Ready? Number 18, we are swinging all the way over to one of my favorite countries, Italy. And this tree is so magnificent, and I suspect it may be the largest one in the world because it actually takes up the entire mountainside. Now, this beautiful tree is found near Gubbio, which is near Perugia in central Italy. And what they do every year is they literally take each tree all the way up the mountainside and decorate it as part of this massive, massive tree. And look at that beautiful light up on the top. It probably lights up the whole valley. I cannot wait to go see this one, my favorite, at number 18. Now, coming in at 17, we're heading all the way back down to the southern part of the globe, southern hemisphere, all the way down to Melbourne, Australia. Now, they celebrate Christmas in Melbourne, but Christmas comes for them in the middle of their summer. So it's very hot. It's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit, over 40 degrees Celsius. So, what do you do with that? Melbourne's main square just rocks a classic Christmas tree. Look at this beautiful thing with the bands of lighted garlands all the way around it, and it goes up all the way to this beautiful star up at the top. Sits beautifully in the middle of that central square. You know they've got to have some lovely holiday festivities planned for around that tree. So thank you, Melbourne, for being on my list. All right, guys, so now we're moving on to number 16, which means we got to get in a plane and hop back to you. I'm so sorry. Okay, guys, so now we're going to number 16, and we got to get on a plane and head all the way back to Europe again because we're going to Portugal, Lisbon in specific. Oh my gosh, Lisbon does the tallest tree every year in Europe. And this thing is built of steel, and it's all lights, and it's always in their big open market square. And this thing sits about 250 feet tall, so it's massive. And look how beautifully it's lit. Oh my gosh. So you know that the Christmas festivities and holiday festivities that are planned around this tree are just amazing, because the thing's got lights up to the sky. It must be beautiful. I can't wait to go see it. Hang on, Lisbon, I'm coming. Okay. Coming in at number 15 is the Vatican City tree. Oh, this is just a beauty. It's mounted on a rooftop. It's a perfect classic shape. It has a gorgeous star on the top. What could go wrong with that? And it's in the Vatican. I'd go. And coming in at 14 is a tree that's in Vilnius in Lithuania. And this is a tree in one of their marketplaces, and it's all electric and fabricated so that it has this huge sort of mechanized effect, and you literally can see it as you're landing at the airport. Woo! Number 13 is Singapore. Oh my gosh, this is a gorgeous tree. It's entirely conical. It's thousands and thousands of light. It's in a gorgeous section of Singapore in an area called Gardens by the Bay. If you are ever in Singapore, you must not miss this area. It's beautiful. And clearly, they do it up at Christmas. All right, number 12. Ooh, one of my favorite places. This is Murano in Venice in Italy. Oh my God, what can you say about this? It's very unique. It's an artisan glass tree, and it's of course blown by the artisans in Murano, and that's exquisite and very contemporary Italian. Now, number 11 screams all the way down to South America, and one of my favorite places, Rio. Oh my God, this tree entirely made out of lights and actually metal, but it sits on a floating island in the bay there, and they have parties all the way around it throughout the holiday season. How fun! So, at number 10, we have gone back to Italy again, but a little different place. This is, oh my God, this tree is in Milan, outside of the Duomo. Oh my God, and it's so classic. It's just simple gilded ornaments and all tiny little white lights. You can see how many people love taking pictures of this tree. It's amazing. So, number 9 is all the way over in Tokyo. Oh my God, this is a beautiful tree. It's just a cone of lit white lights with this magnificent star on the top, and it's sitting right there against Tokyo Bay and the Rainbow Bridge. Oh, I just want to go. All right, so number 8 is right here in the States. It's actually down in Florida, and it's a sand tree. Now, it takes 600 tons of sand to create this sand castle tree, and it's in West Palm Beach, and apparently it's been so popular that it's got its own Instagram account, and it's been around since 2011. So it's a big holiday event down there. So at number 7, we have a little bit of a Charlie Brown tree. It's located in Montreal, and apparently it's called the Ugly Tiny Fir, but it's beautiful. This all started in 2016 because the city erected one of the tallest trees in North America, but apparently it collapsed under its own weight. And so the city of Montreal just went, you know what, we're just gonna get in onto this. So now they just put this little guy up every year, and it has a state-of-the-art motion system. So if you come up near it, it giggles and moves, which is great. It's such a sweet tree. Thank you, Montreal. So, number 6 is we're whipping over to Paris. And one of the most elegant trees every year in Paris is at the Galeries Lafayette. And this one was an absolutely exquisite one, which was an upside down tree in these gorgeous blues and golds. It's just, you know, it's kind of hard to compete with the beauty of that building, but that tree gives it a run for its money. So, number 5 is for all you tech fans out there. This is a hologram tree located in Amsterdam, and a design agency was involved with it, and it's a spectacular three-dimensional hologram tree that apparently changes color. We're only seeing it in white, but it's right there in the public atrium there. How magnificent and how sort of 22nd century. So now coming in at number 4 on my list, and it's probably the most famous tree in the world, is the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center in New York City. And because it's so famous, I want to spend a couple minutes and tell you how it got that way. So the Christmas tree at Rock Center that we all know and love, right, is what they do now. The first one was erected in 1931. Now, Rockefeller Center wasn't even built at this point, but it was the Depression in the US, and they were beginning to build the center. It was a big WPA project. And what they did was the workers got together and pooled what little money they had and bought their own Christmas tree that was 20 feet tall, pretty big tree actually, and they had their family decorate it. So it was cranberries, garlands of paper, even a couple of tin cans. And you can see from this tree and the workers that this was really something special. But it's how the tradition of the tree in the center actually began. And since then, they've been doing it every year. Of course, they've opened the skating rink and the tree has now gotten to be huge. It's one of the largest. It's always at least 90 to 100 feet high, and it takes 50,000 LED lights. I mean, look what it takes to put this thing together and get the lights on it at this time of year. It's just an amazing thing. And once the holiday is over, they take the tree down, grind it up, and send the lumber to Habitat for Humanity. So it keeps on doing good. So now we're into my top 3 faves. And to be honest, any one of these could be a number 1. They're all absolutely amazing. Number 3 is located in St. Petersburg in Russia. And it's so sublimely exquisite. It's a huge tree. It's in this gorgeous, exquisite plaza there. And the pattern of the decoration is done in replication of traditional Russian lace. It's just exquisite. And of course, obviously on a snowy day with a horse and carriage rolling by, oh, it's so holiday. I want to go right now. So my number 2 in the countdown is actually where Christmas trees as we think of it started. It's in Germany. And this one is in Berlin in front of the historic and beautiful Brandenburg Gate. I love this tree. It's so classic to me. All white lights, beautiful ornamentation, a star at the top, but it doesn't take it over. It's really all about the shape of that tree and the importance of kind of the beauty of all of it mixed together. I love this one. So that was my number 2, but my number 1 is all the way up in Canada. And this beautiful tree is just so simple. I love it. It's out in the wilderness all by itself. It's just lights and a little bit of snow. It's still living. It's in the forest. And it symbolizes the idea of bringing light into the darkness of winter. And I love this tree for that reason alone. It's my number 1. So this was my favorite set of trees from around the world, but I want to know what you guys think. So be sure and let me know in the comments down below which tree was your favorite and tell me why. And I hope you guys have a great holiday season, and I'm going to see you guys next week.
Well, I'm all for Christmas, all the happy smiles and the wishes, and I want it all from the lights to the mistletoe. Tell me one thing, is there anything that you're missing? I will keep you warm as soon as you remove that snow. Whatever we do, we will be alright. These holiday wonders will open your mind. May all your wishes tonight come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas I only wanna be close